Centrell. She will ignite your passion and bring your purpose to life. The strategies she shares will take you to higher heights, improving your energy, spirituality, your well-being, a better mindset for your journey to build a better you. She's on fire to take you higher. She's on fire to take you higher. The Simply Centrell Show.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Simply Centrell Show. We are coming to you from a special location today, and I am so super excited. We are here at the Shift Conference. That's right, Dream Build Success, the Shift Conference. LaShanda has put on this amazing event, and it was for empowerment. We're talking about the marketplace, the mindset, and your money. Now, we don't want to play games with this, so I wanted to make sure to bring on the experts. We had some platinum sponsors. We have LaShanda herself with us, and a whole host of people that attended this conference. When I tell you the shift happened today, I'm so sorry that you missed it. That's why we're bringing this information to you now, because we want to make sure that you at least get a little taste of what we experienced. Such high energy, such motivation, a manifestation, and now a movement has begun. So let me introduce to you LaShanda. So excited that you're with us. And one of our platinum sponsors from today's conference, Mr. Winston. Now, you might have seen them on one of our other shows, the Simply Centrell Show. We had LaShanda on, and we also had Warren on. And so we have the subject matter experts here, and we are talking about preparation for the shift. So let's get talking.
Yeah, definitely.
So, in preparation for this conference, LaShanda, because I want to make sure that we bring everyone into the fold from the beginning.
Yes.
In preparation for the shift, tell me what your journey was like.
Well, anytime you are an innovator, you have to know, one, what is the idea, what's the vision. You may not know the puzzle pieces, but you just know what the big picture looks like.
Yeah.
So it was strategic, really looking at, the speakers, the panelists, what is the need?
Yeah.
Because I believe we're created to build community.
Yes.
And from the inside out. And as we continue to build, we want to make sure that we have the right pieces in place. So that was really one of my main focuses, getting those right pieces in place.
Yeah.
Talk about money. Let's talk about marketplace.
Yeah.
And let's talk about your mind, because it all starts there.
Yeah.
You can't operate in any of those arenas without having your mindset strategically assigned in a correct place.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So basically that was my preparation, making sure, one, what do you want me to do? As a Christian woman, I asked, God, what do you want me to do? What is the need?
Yes.
How am I going to build community?
Yeah.
And then he said, I want you to create a shift, a conduit, an action place for people to hear an idea, perceive it, and then act on it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love that. I love action.
Yes.
So when you say that an action place, because I don't think people realize that when they come into a place of needing a shift, it requires action. It requires action. And for you to have gotten that from God, to set up a conduit, to set up an environment that allows for that shift to occur, amazing, which is why I was so honored to be a part of it as a panelist. And so tell me, what made you choose the panelists that you chose? Because as you said, a lot of thought went into this. You have to protect God's vision. So what was the thought process?
For me, I looked at certain key core elements. What is your strong suit? What is your gift?
Yeah.
Where do you add value?
Yes.
Are you relevant? I believe that because some people arrive, they don't continue to invest in their gifts, skills, and talents. So looking at that, and because where we live in Houston, Texas was invested in Harvey, I wanted to do a lot of healing.
That makes sense.
But not just fuzzy healing.
Yeah.
I want to really go in deep, get you a resource, a person, something tangible to walk you out of that season. There's so much devastation in the city. We wanted to bring hope.
Yes.
Healing from the inside out. So I looked at speakers when it comes to mindset. What is their training? What is their background? What is their profession in it? Then number two, money.
Oh yeah.
You know, because let's face it, it's not fun in entrepreneurship if you're broke. Right? And that's real.
Right. Oh, that's way real. Way real.
And then we look at the marketplace. How to implement, for me, I believe in miracles in the marketplace. How are you using your born gifts? You know, your wealth is where your gift resides every single day. And so that's how I looked at the panel and the speakers.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. And so we also had sponsors, the platinum level, the silver level. Without those sponsors, putting on an event like this is extremely difficult. And it also shows the trust that people have in what you have built and what you're bringing together, that they want to be a part of it. So Warren, tell us about why you decided to be a part of Dream Build Success in this conference, because it was predominantly women. So, you know, tell us why you chose to be a part of this.
First of all, it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the reality of, you know, of being able to shift
Right.
and focusing on mindset, focusing on money. I mean, that to me, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And then I'm also a firm believer in, I talked about an iron sharpens iron.
Oh, yeah.
And this was an iron sharpens iron moment.
Yeah.
You know, the power of proximity is huge. And so when you think about it from the level of how you deal with people on an everyday basis,
Yes.
those 5 people that you are accustomed to dealing with,
Yeah.
that's basically who you are. This was a moment where you can literally shift and change the paradigm in terms
Yes.
of who you deal with, the relationships, the connections, the power that they bring collectively, and that to me was worth every penny. It was like,
Right.
if it's
Yeah.
a women's conference, I'm just gonna have to bust in here.
Oh, because it was so hard.
Because
It was so hard.
But it was the information and everything that took place at the conference was so
Yeah.
powerful.
Yes.
And you had men speak, a couple of men speakers too.
Yeah.
So it was maybe 4 women,
Yeah.
but it was okay for a man to be in the house because of the information and what was
Yeah.
coming out of the
Absolutely.
conference.
You know what? I believe that this is going to be so big that you're going to have an abundance of men attending.
Yes.
You know, women, yes, I get that because naturally we are, right? To have men come in and support, to have them be speakers, to have them be sitting in the audience and say, you know what, this is amazing. And what you said today was amazing, because you can get something from everyone. You don't have to be the same gender, you know?
Yes.
So when you chose the speakers on this panel, because and let's talk about each one of them.
Yeah.
Why them? Yeah.
So I'll start with, for example, Pastor Liddell Wilson. He's an uncommon leader,
yeah.
right? He owns 5 businesses, and really built them from the ground up.
Yeah.
Crazy testimony.
Yeah.
And I believe that he breaks the word of God down, the kingdom principle, so you can apply biblical principle to your business, daily living,
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
So when I looked at him, I looked at that because I want to also reach the uncommon entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
They do unconventional things,
Yes,
right?
right.
And then you look at Dr. Kimberly Ellison. You know, she's an international speaker, you know, traveling all over the world. But for her to come in and really diagnose and just break down the principles, she talked about elevation.
Oh yes.
It was so powerful. You know, with the parables, for me, I received it as parables. You know, how she walked you through the storyline was amazing. Dr. Estrelita Bruce, amazing testimony.
Yes.
Widowed at 21 years old.
Yes.
Did not lose her business or her vision. So when you think about certain powerhouses, and then Centrell, I think about you with your actions. Yes, the one and only action coach. And I think about how you're able to share those corporate principles, you know, and then the lifestyle of how you're able to give them real action steps so they can reach their assignment and the finish line on time. I mean, it's just amazing for me.
Yeah. I see that. When it's organic, because I know that you have a special relationship with each and every one of those individuals, and when you choose them, you're choosing them for that specific design purpose. So no, that was awesome. And again, I was humbled to be a part of it. It was an amazing experience for me. Just the panelists, I mean, they were on fire. I mean, we had Bishop Becca, which I saw your interview with her. I thought that was amazing and on time right before the shift. So it was like, oh, Okay.
That's right.
Oh yes, and she was running all over the place.
Oh,
yes,
amazing firehouse.
amazing. And then we also had Christiane.
Yes,
Yes.
Christiane. She is a core facilitator. So she specializes in healing and deliverance from the core. You know, a lot of people don't know, but she teaches curriculum in Brazil, all over the nation. And so she's able to go into ministries and actually implement, you know, kingdom healing principles from the core. And then Cindy Schroepel, my goodness. You know, that woman of God, she comes with a precise word. Iron sharpens iron.
Yes.
You hear the word and it sounds like it's from heaven. So, I mean, it just really blessed me.
Yeah.
And I am looking for specific things
Yes.
in the kingdom shift.
Yeah. Well, I think you did a phenomenal job. We are going to take a break. I want to invite you to like, share, follow at Simply Centrell on all of your social media. We are bringing you amazing topics, amazing conversation about how to build a better you and how to shift your life. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Simply Centrell Show. We invite you to like, share, follow at Simply Centrell. We are talking about preparation for the shift. And it happens to be the Shift Conference. So we are talking to LaShanda Gary and Warren Winston. We all had the amazing opportunity to do this together. I mean, so it was, for me, a phenomenal experience, and we just had to share it with you. So right now, we're talking about what it meant to prepare for the shift. And LaShanda's given us some of the background because she was the organizer. She was the one who brought this vision to life. But what about the people that participated in it? And Warren was a platinum sponsor. So we want to talk to you, Warren. Tell me about what you did to prepare for the shift.
I did a lot of things.
I know, because we talked a lot about this.
About this. So I really took a look at everything, the scope, the audience, and everything that we were looking to do. And I said, there are certain things that I need to shift and do ahead of time for myself. So that was huge in and of itself because it caused me to get out of my own comfort zone.
Ooh, I love that. So the comfort zone, right? And not only that, we're talking about preparation. I want to make sure that I say that because I don't think people realize.
No.
You've got to prepare.
You've got to prepare.
Just because someone asked you to be a sponsor, or because you decided you're going to be a sponsor, or someone asked you to be a part of something, you don't just show up.
No, you can't do that at all. And there was a lot of preparation. And then on top of that, and you know this, but I did a lot of traveling before the conference.
Yeah.
So trying to prepare before the conference and while I was on the road, it was just helter-skelter. But the reality is, I took the time to prepare myself, to prepare my mind, to prepare my body, to get myself in the right frame of mind, to get the right people, the right team around me. You talk about team, to get the right team around me so we can start to put the pieces together in order for us to present on a day like today. And to me, it was just fantastic because it was more than just Warren Winston, which was the brand, but it was about the shift, not in Warren Winston, and the shift for those that are around that were attending the conference. So it was definitely it was difficult, but it was well worth it.
It was right, because and you're considering not only how you're showing up, you're considering how those around you are going to react to how you show up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the reality of this is, again, this was a moment where there were people that really needed to change. They were hungry for a change in their lives. And because they were hungry for that change, you can't come out with the same old, because that's causing that. Because, as my daddy used to say, you can't con a con. And so I didn't want to put yourself in a position where you can just con them and give them the same old thing. So because this was about shifting of the mindset, shifting in the marketplace, shifting with money, to put the materials in place that was going to be able to help address those three critical areas of a person's life, that was huge. And so, like I said, it caused me to even come out of my own comfort zone.
I like that. Like LaShanda said earlier, you had to go deep. You had to go deep. So even in preparation, you have to go deep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you have to anticipate. You're looking on the outside as you're organizing. How are the people that are experiencing the conference going to receive this, right? And then what does that look like to them? When they stop at the registration, are they going to be met and greeted with a smile? What are they going to have? Are they going to have check-in? Are they going to have badges? And then, of course, there was red carpet, So you've got all that. Then you've got the setup of the room. What are the logistics of the space? There are things like that. I know that's what you were thinking about.
Oh, yes.
I was thinking a lot about what Warren was thinking about. As a panelist, I was writing out things every day. What am I going to say? What story am I going to share that's going to resonate? So people understand that shifting, and we constantly shift in life. Right. When you want to build better in yourself, you're going to change every day. You need to change every day. You're not changing every day, then something's not right.
No, and in fact, what made it even more the true shift, to take it to another level, because I had the honor of being able to talk about my business for about 2 or 3 minutes. That alone, you have to prepare for that. People think that you just get up and you say something. No, you need to be prepared, because it's almost like this thought process that I have. It takes me longer to prepare for 3 minutes than it does to speak for an hour.
Yes, sir.
There
you
you
have
go.
to put more preparation into it. So just to be able to talk about things for 2 to 3 minutes, it wasn't really off the cuff. I thought I put careful consideration into what was going to be said, how can it impact a life? Who am I touching at that given moment?
I love
and so that's why, there's a shift that takes place.
I
keep saying the name, but that's the reality of it.
Right.
It was a true shift in the way I think about things. What were those, if I have 3 minutes, what can I say that could possibly change a life in 3 minutes?
Yes.
And that was key. That was critical.
That is. As I was writing every day, every night, trying to find the right words, and as I'm writing, everything that I put down definitely not going to be used. It's an exercise. That's what it was for me. It was an exercise, one, for God to come in, give me some words, for me to get grounded in the message. What do you want to deliver to people? What do you want them to understand about, one, what you do, right? Who you are, because people want to connect with who you are, what you do, from a space of, I know you. Correct. I can see myself in you. We all want to be heard, we all want to be validated, and they don't want that extension. You don't want to be looking at somebody and thinking they're so far away from you, they're untouchable, so whatever they're doing, I can't do. Yeah.
I want to share with you, and when you said that, when you reach out to someone, I believe that the shift is also tangible.
Yes.
Right? Where you may have a neighbor that doesn't understand what this shift is about, but by you receiving it, they get the overflow of it. So even when you're preparing for it, and you talk about how every room is set up, you talked about your 2 or 3 minutes. Well, I thought about the experience.
Yeah.
When you walk in, are they greeting you?
Yeah.
Are you ushered in to the presence of God? Do you experience, each sponsor, are you experiencing something different with them?
Yes.
Are they communicating what their excitement is about shifting in their life?
Yes.
Yeah. But for me, it was the experience. That's all I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's really helps you because as you shift, you experience feelings, you experience emotions, you experience things that need to leave.
Yes.
Things that need to birth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And that's when you experience a true transformation and transfiguration of a true shift.
A true shift.
That's undescribable.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm excited. No, you should. You should be, because there's a whole lot of personalities you have to put this on. You had to see things from my perspective, someone who's going to be a panelist. See things from a speaker's perspective. See things from your dream team's perspective. See things from a vendor's and a sponsor's perspective. And then those individuals that are here to be shifted. I mean, everyone that was here was shifted. I believe. For those individuals that were coming here, specifically as attendees, you had to make sure that you had that experience for them. So that is what's really important about all of the hats that you had to wear and all the things that you did. Yeah, I love that.
And Kate, if I could add something here, and this shows your true leadership ability, because oftentimes people forget about that. Leaders literally have to see things from the other person's point of view. It's not necessarily about what's in it for them. It's about seeing the other person's point of view. So to take the time and strategically focus on every aspect of where the others, to take care of the aspect of others, that's really what makes this experience such a wonderful experience. Because when you come in, just to be greeted, I mean, the touches that took place, just touching lives from the beginning to the end, that's caused people to be open, people to be able to embrace not only the program, but to let their, for lack of words, let their hair down.
All of the hair, yes.
That's good.
That's what made it so wonderful. And kudos to you for your leadership ability to even be able to recognize that, because many people do not recognize that at all.
Yes.
Not at all. Yeah.
There's times where I'm participating and maybe it's a collaboration or maybe synergizing with someone to build a bigger vision, bigger idea, to, just really leave an impact. And when you think about that and you think about the leadership skills, even when you experience, it may be someone that's tuning in that says, I want to do this.
Yes.
I want to expand my vision. I want a shift.
Yes.
How do I do that? I think about, the leadership it's going to take. Invest in leadership.
Yes.
Right? When you invest in that, it didn't happen overnight. This is years in the making.
Oh, yes.
But this is the first shift conference.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So I'm excited about that, and I think about all the leadership things. I mean, that really got me stirred up right there, So thank you for that and recognizing that, because I believe that some people have that gift, but then some people are trained to have that gifting.
Yes.
Right.
And this is what we did. We trained.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You stood, you interacted.
Yes.
We collaborated, connected, thought, what? How can we do something to build? Build something with a solid foundation.
I love that. As we were talking about all the things that you did for preparation and how we were all literally laying a new foundation, because we're laying the foundation for something else. See, every time we take a step, we're just packing it on. It's becoming even more cemented, right? I know I had to, come up with my supplies. What's the vendor table gonna look like? We did. How do you let people know what it is you do through media and all of those things? You assemble your team, you assemble resources, and you get those people to doing all the things that they do best, and then you put your best foot forward. And now I say that because I'm sure we can all think about things that didn't go just as we planned on this day, right?
Yes.
Because we prepared for the shift, and that's what we're talking about. When it actually happened, though, there were little things that went awry. I know I had a couple of little snafus, right? And I said, you know what? That's not what God had in mind. Like, you're here. You've made it here. You've done all the prep work. Now all you have to do is sit back and enjoy. Because after you've prepared, you need to be enjoying it. You need to be enjoying the fruits of your labor, not thinking about what didn't go the way that you wanted it to go.
That's good.
Because at the end of the day, it's God's plan.
Yes.
And like we were talking, because I wanted to segue into when you and I were talking before the storm, right? About this conference and how you had had experiences of having so many more attendees.
Oh, yes.
And what we talked about was
Hundreds.
just showing up, and with who attends, God says He only needs one.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, I think about that, and I think about at that time when I knew that, you know, my past experiences.
Yeah.
So sometimes our past experiences can hinder our shift if we can't allow the new experience to come in, right?
Yeah.
So when I thought about, you know, having hundreds of entrepreneurs, but then I had to re-strategize my plan, you know, and say, okay, LaShanda, well, listen to God.
Yes.
Make sure that you're sober. Make sure you don't act out of emotions.
I love that.
It's the emotions that get a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of us in trouble.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
It's not the logical side of it. It's that emotional. It's when our feelings get hurt. It's when people don't buy your books or don't watch your show.
Oh, I love this. I
You know,
love this.
but then can you shift your mindset? So I had to go and have my own personal shift because the before the storm shift didn't look like what happened this time.
All right now.
Right? The before the storm was over the top. It was hundreds upon hundreds of people. But then after the storm, you know, and for people that are watching, they need to know that after the storm, you can still have a shift.
Yes. I love that.
I shift my mindset. I said, okay, whether it's one person or 100, do not despise the small beginnings. Start where you are, initiate the change, and keep running and don't look back.
There you go. All right now. Well, we will be right back. That's what I'm talking about right there. Look, don't look back and don't even worry about those haters because guess what? They'll be watching you. They will be watching you. Check out some of the footage from the conference. We are going to share that with you. This is an amazing opportunity for you to initiate a shift in your life. Again, like, share, follow. You never know who needs to see this or hear this. So make sure that you do share it with those people that you know, love, and care about. At Simply Centrell, we will be right back in a few.
I hear the sound of abundance. There's a season and there's an assignment. There's a tsunami coming to your house. There's a hurricane coming to your house. You better get ready, get ready, get ready. 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 Shift in here, shift in here, shift. God bless you. I don't know what's next, but somebody say amen. Celebrate God with a loud hand clap of.
We're here at the Shift Conference with Dr. E.
Yes.
Yes, I'm super excited because you and I are panel mates.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
What can you expect? What do you think everyone else here also can expect from today's Shift Conference?
Well, absolutely. Shift is all about transition. It's all about change, and everybody is always looking for change, always looking to embrace a new me. So I just truly believe that Pastor LaShanda is just going to light it up, you know, put us on fire so that we can get ready for our next shift.
Absolutely. I know that I focus on building a better me, and I also share that journey with other women. And I know that you, as a doctor, are focused also on improving the lives of women. Tell us about your platform.
Absolutely, thank you. Well, I'm all about helping women to embrace the new me transparently and abundantly in Christ. Yeah, so my mission is to really help them to transform their traumas and losses into opportunities for personal growth, wholeness, and purpose.
We're talking to Chris Holmes here at the Dream Build Success Conference, Shift Time. And you have Soul Productions. Tell us what your company is about.
Soul Production provides photography, videography, and now we're pushing more to advertising agency. So like we help businesses grow their revenue to take that to the next level and shift. And also capture a lot of memories. So we want, like, you know, the weddings, you know, graduation and much more. We want that to be as a physical thing so you can pass it down to families and much more.
I love that. So I see you have your camera right behind us. So you've been capturing some of the footage today too.
Yeah, I get a little highlights, a little blogging.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. Right, you're here. You might as well experience the entire event, and you get to experience it from behind the camera, which is awesome. Centrell here with Bishop Becca. How are you doing?
Good. I'm so excited to be at the shift. You don't even understand. I feel like running.
Yes.
And I just walked in the door. It's the real thing.
I know. It's been super exciting. The Shift Conference, Dream Build Success, LaShanda Gary.
Yes.
I'm so excited for our sister.
Mighty woman of God, like a mighty, mighty woman of God. Like we said on the show on Tuesday, we kindred spirits. We just connected and we're running ever since.
Absolutely.
So LaShanda girl, I love you. You know that's real.
So spirit knows spirit, and she has the right people in this event today. I'm seeing all the vendors. I'm awaiting all of the things that we're doing. I'm on the panel today, so I'm super excited about that. What are you expecting? What kind of shift are you expecting for today?
I'm expecting an uncommon shift for people here. And when I say an uncommon shift, a shift that challenges each of us to go above and beyond our comfort zone. A shift that challenges us to make those uncomfortable decisions to go in order to go to the next level in God. So, and in our business, and in our career, and in our mission and our vision.
Here with Christy Ann at the Shift Conference, Dream Build Success, and we have Lifestyle of Liberty, your brand. Tell us what you are here to represent.
Well, I started about 5 years ago the Ministry of Lifestyle of Liberty because my goal is to empower people to live victorious lives. That I believe that our kingdom inheritance is to be free, to be victorious, to receive everything that Jesus died to give us now on earth. And so I actually developed a curriculum which I teach in churches as a weekly, as an 8-week, a 12-week, or a retreat session.
Okay.
So I have a workbook, CDs, and then everybody would tell me, Chrisanne, you tell us so much and we can't get it all. They said, you need to write a book. So I took my teaching and I wrote it in a book. I'm very transparent about what God has done through me. 25 years ago, I was a missionary in Spain, which is called the Graveyard of Missionaries. I was a mess, okay? My marriage was a mess, didn't have any hope of actually building the church that we were called there to build, which God did, by the way, because we said we couldn't do it in our own strength, and God, if you're going to build a church here, you have to do it, and He did, okay? But I still spiritually had not come into the fullness of my inheritance, and so that's when I started my walk of freedom, of becoming all that I am, and now I want to pass on the tools that I learned, because I learned so much, and I had to do it all, me and God. And so I want somebody else to get there faster.
But Cindy, and we are here at the Dream Build Success Conference, Shift.
Yes, very excited.
What are you shifting today?
You know what? God has already had me in a shift. I wrote a book, Scandalon. I wrote it 3 years ago. And through the process, my publisher went out of business, took my money and run. And I got angry with God, and I got angry with a lot of people. You know, I had to work through forgiveness. And also, because God had told me to write this book, I just threw down my writing gift, and I said, you know what, God, you didn't do what I thought you were going to do, so I'm not writing no more. And I heard a message, and from my pastor, actually, and the message was, get up, walk, and I'll tell you. And I began to get up, and getting up for me was taking that first step to start writing again. And as soon as I did, boy, that shift happened. I've seen doors opening. I've seen opportunities opening up for me. And I really believe that, number one, it's because of obedience and forgiveness. And also, I believe that it's because it's a season in the body of Christ for that shift to happen. I believe there's a lot of people in the body who have been sitting on a gift for so long, waiting and believing and standing and haven't seen it happen. But I really do believe with all my heart this is a season of shift.
Welcome back to the Simply Centrell Show. You have probably just finished enjoying a little bit of the tidbits from the conference. We are shifting, and we are talking about how you prepare for that. So with LaShanda Gary and Warren Winston, the conversation is about to get off the chain, because we left talking about our haters. Now, this is a very real thing, because as you are preparing and stepping into your purpose and your passion and what God has for you, you just need to know you can have some haters. So I know that I've already experienced this in my life. I mean, this has been an amazing journey, and I share my journey openly with, the audience, and they're getting little pieces of it as we go. The interesting thing about this journey is that I've already lost some of the people that have been riding with me for years. And so I can only imagine what you have experienced, right? As someone organizing an event like this. Now, even I'm in awe, right? Because I've never done this before. I'm in awe in an amazing way. Like, okay, my sister is doing X, Y, and Z. LaShanda, what's up with that social media app? What is going on there? LaShanda, where did you get all the things that you put on that stage, that podium? How did you organize your team? That's what I'm thinking. Because you've gone before me. Yes. You can now share those things with me. It makes my journey a little bit easier. We don't get a lot of that, though. So talk about those haters and what we need to really keep our minds focused on.
Yeah, I think that haters, I have this saying, and I just have to keep it real, haters are really witches in disguise. But, and that's for all you haters that's watching. But when we think about haters, what is it? It is someone that doesn't understand the assignment on your life. They don't understand your vision. And matter of fact, they talk against your vision. So how do we not get just distracted when we're forerunners, when we're doing something cutting edge that no one's ever seen, it's never been put out before? What we have to do is put blinders on. I call it tunnel vision, right? You put that tunnel vision on and you stay in your lane. As long as I stay in my lane, I'm not affected by what you say. I'm not affected by what you do. I'm not even affected by you not participating in my vision. I'm not affected by you participating in what God is doing in my life.
Absolutely.
So yes, I have faced a lot of adversity. Yes, I've had people like you walk out my life. People that I've looked up to. People that have raised me up in leadership. They only can take me so far. You cannot take me where you have never been. And so
there you go.
I want to tell you one principle that I had to learn is to let it go. Let people go, and it's okay to love people from afar.
Oh, absolutely.
It is okay to walk in strategic seasons, kind of by yourself. For me, walking and having those haters, it built strength in me.
I love that.
Right? So it built me to understand that it's not personal. They're just not assigned to my vision.
Yes. I love that, because when we talk about those individuals that see us, right? They see us. They see what we're doing, and they're looking through the natural eye, right? I pray a lot about, Lord, let me see with the eyes of my spirit.
Yes, God.
Because I think that that's when you truly get to see people who you are. This is where discernment comes in, right? Because with the eyes of your spirit, you know who's right and who's not right. Who should not be in your camp. And as I had the opportunity to share as a panelist, I had that prophetic word given to me. God said, all the things you're asking for, you're going to get. That's right. The problem is, you've got some people you need to let go of.
That's good.
Because God doesn't want to bless them. So when you tell me that story, it makes me think, okay, it's okay when those people walk out of your life, LaShanda, because God is saying they can't go where you're going. Forget about the Shift Conference. What happens after the Shift Conference? You see what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and drop those baggages now, right?
Yes,
so that the load can be lighter, because you have to have strength for the remainder of the journey. right? Yeah, so I think about that, and I also think about social media. You know, we're all on social media. We were, you know, I want to say tweeting, and you know, we weren't Snapchatting. We were tweeting, and we were sharing all the Facebook posts and everything, wanting to make sure that this conference was a success, and it was a success.
Yes.
And you notice that there are some people who didn't jump on board. And some of them didn't jump on board until late.
Yes.
You have people who you know you have a conference. They knew it was coming before you actually announced it to the world. And yet they don't jump on board until they see other people jump on board, right? Or yet they don't support you by liking your post. Oh, let's talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Right? They don't, and you know they see it.
And then they think they can stop you. Listen, you're not liking anyone's post.
Right.
You're not commenting on anyone's post. Does not minimize my vision and
Absolutely.
purpose.
Absolutely.
What it does is amplify it.
Exactly.
It makes me stay focused.
Yeah.
It makes me stand on my launching pad and shoot for the stars
There you
and
go.
beyond.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that. I love that.
You know, there's a saying that I always I utilize often, and that's what you eat doesn't feed. And so when you're talking about your purpose, it doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah.
I know what my purpose and plan is. I know what the purpose and plans are in my life because he's already shown it to me. That's why you have to keep moving forward. And being a trailblazer like you are, that road is not easy. If you think about a trailblazer, they oftentimes have to go through a land that's never been treaded on before. They've got to cut back things. They've got to continue to keep chopping away. And in many instances, the people who were with you didn't want to go there in the first place. They were waiting for somebody else to do it. And so now that you've made it easier for them, now all of a sudden they want to jump on board. Well, sometimes you got to leave them right where they were.
Those are the people who don't have faith. Right. So you're talking about the difference between belief and faith.
That's right.
What's the difference?
Belief is just having a confidence in something taking place.
Yes, because they can see it.
But that's belief.
Yes.
But faith takes action.
Yes. And faith takes trust.
It does.
Right. Because you may not see it. You just know that it's going to be.
Well, my definition of faith is acting on the word of God with unswerving confidence. That's faith.
Okay.
Again,
add that to Wikipedia.
Acting. Action on the word of God with unswerving. In other words, it doesn't matter. I might not see it, but I've got to continue to just believe it's going to take place.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you something, a good resource for someone that's listening in is to study the ministry of Billy Graham. Master builder.
Yes.
Changed millions of lives. So if you're someone that's building your faith and you're concerned about what people do say and what they don't like, you know, now I'm not here to push anything on anyone, but what I'm saying is that is a good kingdom core principle teacher on infrastructure and building masses. You know, if you feel like you're called to the global, you know, maybe you have an international ministry or you're trying to build and expand when it comes to faith and you're worried about who doesn't like you.
Ooh, yes.
That will build your faith.
Yes, that will. Well, and I think that that's where we as people go wrong because we miss that the journey is the one that God has you on, right? So the only person that's important is the pilot.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
All those passengers in the back when the plane is about to go down, you don't get out of the pilot seat or the co-pilot seat and go back there and say, well, what are we gonna do?
That's right.
You don't do that, right? No, you talk to the pilot and you say, look, I need some instruction here. Tell me how to navigate this plane. And I think that that's the problem that we have in life. We see the social media, we see the posts, and yes, we are all human. We want people to like us. We want to have our friends, and those people that we've already come to love and adore and that have been around us, shared special moments with us. Yes. Then we get into a social media environment and we see that they're not, you know, supporting us, and that hurts. That bothers us. We cannot take our eyes off of God, though. That's when you take those things to God and you say, listen, God, I am struggling with this. Help me. Give me an answer. Your prayers. And for those individuals who say, you know what, I don't talk to God. Well, then you know what? I think that what you need to do is meditate. Give yourself some silent time. Sit still, because I think that in those moments of stillness is where you get your clarity. At the end of the day, there is nothing that any one of us does that is dependent on another human being without the interaction of a higher purpose and a higher power. And that, for me, is God.
That's right.
Yes.
Wow, I think that's so powerful when you talked about making sure that, you know, you go to that higher power.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for me, I never plan anything. I never plan a shift. I never even react to the dislike, right? When you're a trailblazer, you have to get the armor of God. It is the armor of God.
Yes.
It is the unmerited grace and favor that separates you.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
when you've been separated and you've been chosen, it just doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, like
Right.
whether someone shows up or not, my faith told me I've already arrived.
That's
my
right.
faith told me I win. My faith told me it's settled, it's sealed, and it's delivered.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I love it. I mean, I love this circle. You know what? We might have to have another discussion. We definitely have to have another. We've already had enough discussions. We have held up in a parking lot just for a quick little pre-shift meeting.
Behind the scenes.
Yes, behind the scenes, because we've done that. It's called preparation.
Right.
And in that, it was supposed to be just an exchange of some things to go in some grab bags, and we wound up just like loosing an anointing
90 minutes later.
Right. We were like, wait, I gotta go.
Amazing.
God was moving because the dynamic that we have here, God has put together, and I think that is significant because people need to know that when God brings people to you, then you are lifted up. You are filled with something amazing. It's the feeling. It is that you are sharing knowledge. I mean, we were elevated. So we have had our pre-prep conversations and we have elevated and encouraged each other before we even got to the place of execution.
Yes.
Right? And so that's the kind of circle you want to be around. You know, you were talking earlier about the people who cannot take you where they have not been.
They cannot.
They cannot. Everyone for a season, for a reason, not for a lifetime.
That's right.
You've got to know that. So I am just blessed and excited about what the preparation for the shift has meant. And I know that we're about to share some footage with folks about how we got started, even from the opening address.
Amazing.
The shift conference was like lifting up. It was lit. I mean, it was lit.
It was one of those buckle up baby moments.
Yeah. I have this thing that I say, buckle up.
Oh, yeah.
And ride that horse bareback.
That's
Oh,
right.
Right?
Yeah.
Look, I'm from small town, right? Small town girl with big dreams and goals.
Yes.
And so my goal is that no one is left behind.
Yeah.
You know, that's my heartbeat.
Yeah.
Is that everyone will reach their arrival date on time.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that when you talk about circles, it's important and imperative that you are with like-minded individuals.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You don't want anyone to tarnish, damage, destroy, demolish, or even impose on your vision that doesn't understand it.
That's right.
Right? It's like a bloodline that flows free.
That's right. That's right.
I get your thought without you speaking.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, you know why? Because all I have to do is watch your walk. I don't even need to listen to anything you say. That lip service is played out. I'm sorry to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So that action plus that attitude, that's altitude. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Yes. And then here you're talking about iron sharpens iron. Spirit recognizes spirit. So these are the things that people can look forward to in the Shift Conference. And I thank you guys for joining me today. I mean, we have told people exactly how they prepare for the shift. And now they're going to get to see the shift in action. So make sure to like, share, follow at Simply Centrell, and we will see you next time on an amazing show. You never know what we're going to be up to. Talk to you soon.